Well, welcome back folks, welcome to the first session for me for 2024. And welcome to the Holderness coast. It's a Friday night, the winds have been howling this week. There is a fair sea on, however it's the 19th of January and I couldn't wait to get out any longer, so here we are. It is bitterly cold. It was -8 Wednesday morning, -6 yesterday morning. Who knows what it's going to get down to today. High tide is at about 11:30. I've been fishing for an hour. 2024 has not been the best start for me, so I was supposed to come out. I got the green pass to come out last week fishing. I got Friday off. I was going to come out fish all day Friday through Friday night into Saturday morning. Thursday night came down with a bloody bug dinner, so I spent the whole weekend. Well, I'll spare you the details. Put it this way, I lost about a stone in a weekend. So there's no way I was coming out fishing. I've been set up and fishing for, I was going to check my phone now, but I've got a hole in my pocket. The phone keeps falling out of. This pocket's gone. This IMAX jacket, as it's fair to say, has seen better days. So I need to replace it really, but it's lovely and warm. It's about the only good thing it's ever had going for it. They're all warm jackets, not waterproof, 4 to pieces at the seams. My trousers fell to pieces at the seams after about 3 outings, but that's enough whinging. I've come out tonight on a whim. I've got no rigs in the box, so I've knocked up some rigs. I've got some pulley panel rigs that I'll talk you through in a minute. The bait, because it's been so cold, my freezer in the garage is defrosted, so all my bait's defrosted. And we've come to a mark on the Holderness coast, affectionately known as the poo pipe. It was forecast 40 mile an hour gusting winds. Like I say, it is freezing this week, so there's a fair wind chill. I just wanted to get out and wet a line. I wanted to be comfortable as well, so we're set up on the cliff tops. There's still probably a good 50 yards or so of beach left to hit until you hit the water. There are a couple of guys already down on the beach. I've been down and spoke to them earlier and they are getting smashed left, right and centre. There is still a fair old groundswell rolling in. I'd say it's probably 2 up to 3 metres of swell, so I opted to stay up on the cliff tops. Now early doors I was also getting smashed about, but there's a lot of changes in this session and I'll talk you through some of those now. You'll have to wait for the rigs. I've decided to get a brew on instead. You get a lovely pot of coffee on the go and a firecracker noodle, something or other. So, come and join me in the back of the van. It's a bit bright, isn't it, that? Try and dumb that down a little bit. There we go. Yeah, we're all set up. It's nice, comfortable fishing. It's turning into one of those awful sessions. It's not awful, but you are currently gaffer taped to the top of my tripod because I've left all my GoPro mounts at home. I've also left my battery box with all my spare batteries. GoPro batteries are terrible in the cold weather, so at some point in the night I am certain I'm going to have to revert back to filming on my phone. I've brought a selection of rods out actually, but I've only got one tip light. So if I keep switching my tip light on, apologies, but I'm just checking the tips. Oh, hello. Right. Let me set this headlamp up on here and let me show you something different. So yeah, you are gaffer taped onto the top of my tripod. I've only got one tip light. Let me get this out. Box. I'll put this back in the box because I'm doing a demo video, as some of you may well have seen. So I've got my Fenix set up on top of the van now as a rather expensive rod light. I tell you what, them surfs are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Let me show you the Achios power light. Now like I say, I am going to do a full review on this. It is a cracking little headlamp. It's around about 50 quid depending on where you're shopping. Completely adjustable beam. Now it's a bit Marmite to me when I first started it. I've been using this when I've been out walking the dogs, and I tell you what, the beam on it is absolutely phenomenal. For a 50 quid headlight, don't think you'll go far wrong. So yeah, that's working quite nicely actually. The surf is, or the swells are a lot bigger than I was hoping for. Like I say, the intention is to come out, get comfy, just fish for a few hours. I'm probably going to fish till about 2 AM and then head home. Get a couple hours kit before Jack gets me up in the morning, and a few cod would be really nice as well. The other thing to tell you, now I mentioned this in a previous video, that in 2024 I'd quite like to do some rod reviews. Since mentioning that, several people have reached out to me. So today I'm fishing with my AnyFish Anywhere GBFS Pro, and a big thanks to Wes, who's a subscriber, got in touch, apparently lives near me. Absolute nut job that he is, in all the best ways, has let me loose with his Century rod. Now, like I said, there is a big swell running. So the other thing that's changed today, I tell you, it's all changing. As you will all know, I fish with braid, have done for years, love the stuff. The one drawback to fishing with braid is when there's a big surf running or a big swell running, you do tend to get knocked about. Because we're fishing the cliff tops, I wanted to fish with the stiffer rods in case we get that big cod and I need to hoik it up. So I am fishing with the GBFS Pro and I am fishing with the Century Fireblade. Fishing with braid, the rod tips were getting smashed about in the surf. Another new thing that I'm trialling is some tapered line. So I got sent from Mike's Rigs some ASSO tapered line. So it's 200 meters of mono, and then it tapers to an 80-pound shock leader, so there is no need for any knots or anything like that. I'm a bit skeptical. The line is brilliant. I've swapped to it now, and the rod tips they're sitting really nicely out there in all that swell. Certainly a marked improvement on fishing with braid. The only thing that I will say is I'm fishing on a fairly clean beach. I'm not expecting to lose any gear tonight. I've only made myself 4 rigs. Anything more than that and we're going to have to either knock something up or scratch around in the bottom of the box to see what else we've got knocking about. However, if I was fishing rougher ground, you've only got to snap off once, and it will snap at the 15 pound, 18 pound mark. It's not going to snap at your leader knot, so you are going to be left leaderless, and at that point you're going to have to tie a leader back on. What have we covered so far? All the stuff that's gone wrong today. The new rod, or trial rod, new line, rigs. Let me talk you through the rigs. Right, so rigs then. Check my headlamps off. Rigs. Let's talk about rigs. I'll show you what I have concocted. It is a very simple pulley panel rig, but with a bit of an awful twist to it. Awful in the fact that I've wrapped it up like an idiot. Let me see if I can sort a bit better lighting out here. That's the one, look. Right, it's a proper professional outfit this is. So, what we've got rig wise, I've got just your normal weight clip, and I've got roughly about 6 foot of 80-pound Sakuma. Got a bead, a Dynaform, Trident Dynaform, another bead, 100-pound power swivel, and then a 5 foot, 4 foot length of 45-pound amnesia, and then I've got 2 of these little glow-in-the-dark beads. So one is just a glow-in-the-dark stop bead, the round one, and then this is a flotation bead. These are both from Inova. Then we've got a 3.0 Octopus hook, Cox Rawle this one, and I like the Octopus hooks because hopefully you can see there the offset gape and the offset pitch in the hook. So very similar to a circle hook, side profile, but actually when you look at it, it's got that offset gape and it just helps with your hookups. I find it does anyway. And then we've got a 4.0 Specimen X, again from Cox Rawle. And that is it. That is the rig in its entirety. As simple as that. And I'm just going to very quickly show you what you do with these beads is just shine a UV light on them to charge them up. Now I know you're going to be saying, oh, people have been doing this for ages, but these are the Inova options. There are others out there. Take your pick. Just going to light that up. And then if I switch this light off and that light off in the van, see just how brightly they glow. And I'm using them one as a stop bead for a bait stop, but also just for a little bit of flotation, try and lift the baits up away from the crabs. But yeah, I'm really happy with them. Right, that bait has been out there for no joke at least 3/4 of an hour. Completely as it went out. Not even a crab has had hold of that. Right, well then, I've got my brew. We've just rebaited. So far not a sniff, but like I say, there are zero expectations for this session. It is purely about getting out, just getting some me time really. It's no disrespect to any of the guys I've fished with, but I can't remember the last time I fished on my own. For me, fishing is my little bit of space. It's time to just come out, get away from everything, decompress, chill out, unwind, and be really antisocial. So, like I say, it's no disrespect to the guys. I've really enjoyed fishing with the people I fished with last year, but sometimes it's nice just to get some space and get some time on my own. So on that note, how are you guys coping? How's everybody doing? I hope you're all doing all right, but I also appreciate it's the middle of January, the longest month of the year. If you're anything like me, you'll probably have been paid on the 22nd of December. It's automatically a week longer, and then it's a 5-week month as well. So completely understand if January is giving you the blues. Like I say, I hope you're all doing all right. If you are struggling, please talk to each other. Please look after each other. Please try and get outside. Outside does the world of wonders for me. Like I say, me coming out and going fishing is just my way of getting away from it all. If you can, try and get outside, even if that just means sitting on your back garden, sitting on a chair. It doesn't have to be a 2-hour or 4-hour round trip to come and sit on an icy cold beach, because only idiots would do that. And here I am. Oh, hold on a minute, that looked like a bite. That looked like a bite. The only problem is, now I'm fishing with mono, like with braid, you know if you've got a bite. I've sat here watching these, and because it's like everything's on anaesthetic, everything's all dumbed down and really subtle. Well, welcome down to the beach. I've moved us. Well, welcome then, folks. You can't tell, because guess what? GoPro's died. But I've moved us down onto the beach now. It's just gone high water. The water's not come anywhere near as far up the beach as I thought it was going to do. So, it's 11:30. I've got loads of bait left. The baits have come back completely untouched all evening. So, I'm just going to go for it. Come down onto the beach, I'm going to follow the tide out as far as I can. I'm going to fish with what bait I've got left and see how long it lasts us. Got the old work light down on the box down here. You can't see me hand, it's here, look. I'm pointing, point. And there we have 2 rods set up. I've got one at distance, one a bit closer in. I apologise if the wind noise is bad. You'll never guess what, the GoPro's died, so I'm resorting back to the old school. I've got my phone on a stick. I'm going to see what we can do. It's not that bad an evening, to be honest. I'm just going to put this light on so I can see what them rod tips are doing. Yeah, it's not that bad an evening. I don't even know if you can see me. It's been that long since I've filmed. It's been that long since I've filmed my phone. I'm a bit out of practice. But you know me, I like to roll with the punches, make it up as we go along. When life gives you lemons, you make a rather average YouTube video. With these strong westerly winds, now the tide's turned, so you've got wind with tide, some of that swell's starting to drop out. I'm hoping that means that we can fish on for a good few hours yet. Like I say, tips are sitting quite nice. Weights are staying exactly where I put them. Let's see how long I can hold out before the frostbite kicks in. Right, the fancy crab baits aren't working, so going old school. That's a big old squid bait. In fact, there's 3 squid on there. Size 8/0 hook. Go big, and then we'll go home. Oh, what a blank saver! Look at that. No monster by any means, but I was just getting the next bait ready. There's a little rattle, and there we go. Little codlin. Yeah, there we go. Like I say, it's not the monster that we come for, but it is a codlin nonetheless. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. That's made my night, that. Cheers, buddy. Now the trick will be to get down here, get him back into some water without getting completely washed out. Because looks like it's calming down a little bit, but then go on matey, off you go. Yeah, he's kicking. Go on buddy. Every now and again you'll get a big swell coming. Now then, just making sure, just there. Oh, like that. Just gonna make sure he doesn't wash up. He's gone. Gone. Oh, you big bastard. Well, if he's going to wash up, it's going to be on that one. And no, can't see him anywhere. So, it's only safe to assume he's gone back. Well, with that codling brings an end to the session. It's just gone 2 AM. It's -1. God knows what it is with the wind chill, but I can tell you my feet are like blocks of ice and I can't feel the tips of my fingers. Tonight's session's done exactly what I wanted it to. Bit of peace and quiet, on a beach, wetting a line, nice steady chilled out session, and we've avoided the blank. I can't ask for more than that other than the feeling in my fingers and toes back. So I'm going to get the heaters on, I'm going to head home, hopefully be home for about 4 AM. Might get a couple hours kipping before Jack wakes me up, but yeah, great session, great to be out. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Next week I'll be fishing at Anglesey, so I'm heading over to see Tommy of Fishing and Country Life with Tommy Joe. We're going to get out. He's made me a promise, he's made me a big promise, and I'm going to hold him to it. So hopefully by the time you're watching this video, I've spent all weekend wrangling with some absolute monsters. Anyway, I can just about move my toes, so I think I'm safe to drive. I'm going to hit the road. I hope you've enjoyed the video. It's probably been another short one, but that's fishing for you. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care and tight lines.